And then I was up in Canada, in Calgary. Let me tell you this: if you haven't been to Calgary, I'm thinking like Calgary. What is it? I didn't even know Canada was a real place for a long time. I thought it was just a place where America practiced safety, and practiced safety equipment. Because when you think about Canada, you think, well, what is it? What is Canada? It's America's hat. It's this cold hat that America wears. If you look at a map, it's like this big cold hat. And I'll tell you this, there's people up there. There's people up there, and they're as friendly. I don't feel any stress when I'm in Canada. You get there, and you don't feel like nobody's judgmentally looking around. There's so much less judgment. Like, people keep to themselves, but not in a way where they're doing it to keep away from you. Like in America, there's this weird, and maybe I feel it more in Los Angeles, and that's definitely so. Like, you go into some smaller towns, into some real communities here in this fine country, and you don't feel it as much, but in Los Angeles, you feel everybody, looking over like, oh, who's this mother? Who's it? Who's this? Oh, look at that. Big Daniel, with his, full body cast, or who's this bitch over here, wearing electricity around her neck with them Louis Vuittons or whatever. Who's this? Oh, this kid's got, this kid's a gender neutral sea bass, and he thinks he's a shit because he's got a fin coming out of his back, and 4 different types of genitalia between his legs. Oh, people think that they're fancy out here, but you don't feel that in Canada. In Canada, everybody's just Canadian. Some people may have a little more than others here and there, but in the end, that it seems like everybody kind of has each other's back. And now look, I've been to maybe 5 cities in Canada. Bro, Canada, you could lay down in the street, middle of the street, in a city, in a downtown, fall asleep, and when you woke up in the morning, someone would have put a blanket on you. And cars that were driving down the street would have probably shut their engines off when they got close to you, gotten out of the car, and pushed their car past you as to not wake you up. Like, that's the kind of people are just way considerate of others. And it's not like they're trying to be, it's in their nature. It kind of reminds me, if I had to guess what America was like maybe, 50 years ago. And maybe not for everybody, but it'd probably be, Canada's very white, so it'd probably be what America was like for most people. I know there was a lot of racial tension and struggle, but for regular white people, I bet it was similar to probably something that Canada is. Canada's diverse too, man. They have, it's pretty white, but everybody's, they have a lot of Indian, a lot of Pakistani. I don't know. I had a blast, man, up in Calgary. I didn't know this about Calgary either. It's like the second richest city in the world because of oil. They got that drip, drip. They got that drip, droppity drop. Damn, boy, that oil. That oil. Wow, what's crazy is my sister can't even read. But what does it have to do with us right now? Hope you enjoyed that video, and you can watch another. And you can watch this one, you can watch this one. Different options, different choices. Some guy just brings you one option, not this guy. 2 options. Watch one, this one or this one.